Hey, what's going on, conscious leader? Welcome to the Heaven on Earth, a weekly forecast here on YouTube at the new studio in the Leo Mystics seat. And after a week of break in Portugal, and what a week to start and come back. The lunar eclipse, Mercury Cazimi, Moon on Neptune, and so much more going on. This is going to be a week of the turn, of the twist, of the heart opening. This is going to be a week where you have the chance to start anew, to get a new beginning, to release the old, and to completely take a cleansing, purification, and start anew. Watch for the 15th until the 21st of July. I'm the Leo Mystic, your astrologer, and this is where we connect to the heavens so that we can stay grounded and connect to the earth. So let's explore these heavens and let's look. I will tell you, immediately today, Monday, 15th of July, we have the moon in Capricorn. This is heavy. Emotions are so dense. Ooh, and I will tell you immediately what this build up towards the lunar eclipse in Capricorn is a purge. It is a destruction of old ways of doing things. Just think of any tradition that you do. It can be anything. The way you live in your house, the way you do business, the way you approach your relationship. If it's like very hard, if it's opportunistic, all of that sense of responsibility, Saturn, responsibility on the South Node, learning to be responsible and to come from a sense of integrity of all these opportunistic ways of traditions, of business, of being the authority. How are you the authority? This is a reset. And so we got Venus approaching the North Node in Cancer. What is that? It's nurture. It's time to nurture, to heal, to come to yourself, to come home. That's what we want to focus on. But first, before we do that, we have to feel the heaviness, the responsibility, any guilt that might come up, that might pop up, that we have around how hard we are, about how we cannot let go. There's so much energy in the Cancer Capricorn axis, which is all about emotional self-reliance. It's about security. It's about discipline, and it's about, being home, and that balance between the home and business. All of that is having a review. And so when you have the moon passing through all, this is going to be such a heavy emotional purge. You will feel it, and it will be heavy. It's not going to be pleasant. Just think about Venus in Capricorn in and of itself. The moon, it's a detriment. So this is cold emotions. This could us being put into situations where we're just faced with pure coldness. Like, I'm sorry, we're just not going to do this anymore. So anything where people are like, it's done, it's cold, yes, no, cut it out. You will be cut out. You will be faced, or you will be facing these harsh situations. You will be put in those situations. And moon coming over to Saturn is you having that sense of responsibility for all the things you have done, where you have acted way too hard. Then moon comes over Pluto on the 16th. And this is us feeling all those traditional ways of doing things that have to die. This could be easily just, you believing that, you can only be rich if you study and become a doctor, or you have to go and work in the bank, or you have to be a politician. All of that is going. The way we've done politics, the way we're doing money. It starts on Monday with that moon trining over to Uranus, which is a new belief system, a new system of values. And it's feeling that. It's unexpected events popping up in that area. And it happens immediately when the moon goes into Capricorn because of that Uranus, unexpected changes, change of course. Humanity and opportunities. This is our opportunity. A lunar eclipse then, once that moon went through Saturn, checking in on how are you responsible in all of this? How are you responsible in everything we've created? Capricorn is the sign of karma. How are you responsible in all of this that we've created here? And then moon on Pluto. Where do you have the power to change all of this? Where do you have to let go? Where do you have to face your shadow? You will be faced with guilt, responsibilities, where you've made mistakes, where you are responsible for, in the deep of the deep belief systems that do not longer serve you anymore. This is deep purging. It is, and it's building up towards that full moon. Lunar eclipse on the freaking south node of karma. So any karma, a full moon is about releasing, about purging. So intense emotions build up and then poof. So just think about all these things I've told you and who you can forgive. But especially, can you forgive yourself? Any old bosses, that have fired you, that have harmed you. Capricorn is the father figure. It is in a sense too God, if you will, because we have made God masculine. So can you let go of the notion of that God is masculine? God is not masculine. God is masculine, feminine, God, goddess. We humans see a difference between male and female. But, we are part of a big universe that is interconnected, where the fact of gender is just a one. We are one. And that's what we're trying to see. So this lunar eclipse is a reset, especially with Saturn on the south node, of those belief systems around that. The structures of the church, which is Capricorn, man. Especially now with Neptune in Pisces, its home sign. Reviewing, renewing, a new cycle, starting a new cycle of religion, of belief. Which, by the way, religion is religare. It was meant to bind all these religions together, all these belief systems together, because there is only one truth. And every single religion, whether it is Sikhism or, Islam, Catholicism, Christianity, they all say the same thing. There's one God, one universal encompassing energy. We're all interconnected. And as above, so below. Polarity, gender. All these things. It's a new cycle. Why? So that we can ascend as human beings. And where do we have to ascend towards? Venus on the north node, at 1 degree opposite the lunar eclipse, or opposite at least 1 degree if in the north, on the north node. So this is female, nurturing, emotional flow. This is us human beings. If you think about it, every personal planet is in Cancer Leo, which is personal development, truth, self-image. And every, bad planet in a sense that is unconscious, Saturn, Pluto, we have the south node there. Now with the moon, which is closest to us, our feelings, we have to feel that heaviness, the unconscious parts of us that we have to let go of. And this Capricorn, Cancerian axis, if you will, this is about electromagnetism, where the masculine Capricorn is all about, electricity, in a sense of doing, force, getting out and, just penetrating into the world. And Cancer is about magnetism. It's about just getting into your shell and attracting. And with Venus on the north node, Venus is attraction. Venus is attractive. Venus is a value and just harmonizing. So to harmonize with your soul purpose, harmonize with your home. And, right after that, the lunar eclipse is on the 16th of July at 11:40 Belgian time, Antwerp. And so right after that, we will have Mercury going into Cancer. So this is about, Mercury realizing the truth of itself, the heart. Where is my heart in the home? And once then Mercury goes into Cancer, on Thursday, there will be a Cazimi. Like, what the fuck? There's so much going on. That moon too. Moon is going to oppose Mercury retrograde right before it goes into Cancer in Leo. So this is a build-up. This is an intent, like this is a lunar full moon too on Mercury retrograde, which is going to help us realize the intensity. The moon in Aquarius is about seeing the vision. It's about the Aquarian age. It's about rebellion, about revolutionizing, about seeing, about your individual self. And Mercury in Leo retrograde is about creativity. It's about what is my heart, my fun, my joy, my play. And this is a buildup of emotion in seeing that vision, feeling into it and understanding it by retrograding, by reflecting on that. And then Moon comes in opposition to Mars. Where are we acting from our truth? A revision. All this built up energy of 6 months ago, of 2 years ago, where all these eclipses happened in Leo and, in Capricorn, in Aquarius, which is all about creativity and emotional self-reliance. How can you integrate more creativity, fun, play, and how can you integrate more emotional self-reliance into, opportunities? Meaning, how can you balance the sinus wave? How can you just not only, if you think about it too, the society in Western civilization is all about the peak. It's all about showing the beauty. Those Greek, Roman statues of like the male that is in shape. But what about decay? It being part of society as well. where, for instance, Shintoism is focused upon, about appreciating things that are decaying, that are disintegrating. That too is part of a life cycle. And I think this is about magnetism. This is about not only electricity, where we have a society that only exists about electricity. Just every little bit in society is a reflection of our male-dominant world. And we're shifting towards a more magnetic, about that polarity, about attracting. This is about learning to let go, release, female, nurture, attract, and about letting it come to you. And so here's going to be the pinnacle. Moon is going to go into Pisces, and there's going to be a Cazimi of Mercury. Is it on Thursday? It is. Let me see real quick here. When is that? It is on Sunday. It's funny. Sunday. Right? The day of the sun. Mercury comes on the sun, which is, the mind is open. Mercury retrograde in Cancer at the 28th degree. Boom! A full realization of what it means to come home to oneself. Our mind is fully open to the universe. But not only that, we will have it in a good communicative aspect. To guess what? Neptune. No boundaries. But the moon is on Neptune exact when there's a Mercury Cazimi. This is full heart open and full mind open. Guess what? First, we're going through all this shit about purging, about learning where we are too much positive, male dominant, electric, destroying, and about learning to let go and to be more magnetic, and purging with that full moon, lunar eclipse, which is unpredictable, going through that energy of Saturn on the south node, which is heavy and feeling responsible and guilty, and Pluto, which is showing our deepest, darkest truths in that Capricornian male dominant energy. A full moon on, with Mercury and Mars in Leo, where the eclipses happened past year. And then, my friends, we come on, after all this purging, after all this clearing, after all going through all that shit, the universe rewards us with a full open heart, moon on Neptune, and a Cazimi, Mercury, open mind. This is us fully exposed to the truth of source of God flowing through us. If you don't take advantage of that day, that is not a smart move. That is where you just think about Cancer, emotions, in the home, self, Neptune, Pisces, ether. There's no boundaries. This is where you do your creative, joy, fun, romantic, whatever it is that you feel and know that brings you deepest to source, whether that is repeating mantras, doing meditation, Kundalini yoga, going out into nature, painting, I don't care. But that day, you will receive downloads. Big, huge, portal downloads. As into what home means to you, as into, this is speaking from the soul. If this is not speaking from the soul, I don't know what is. Mercury on the sun. Sun is what? Soul. Soul. Alright? This is communication from the soul. This is radiating. And then moon on Pisces, on Neptune in Pisces. This is our full heart open. Neptune is soul. Neptune is source. We are never in our lifetimes going to have that ever. It's crazy. The North Node is in Cancer. Mercury Cazimi in Cancer. Trine over to Neptune with the moon on it. There's no single planet that is closer to the Earth than the moon. And what is the next one? Mercury. So this is a message from God going through Mercury and the moon, our heart and our mind, with Neptune, pretty much almost the last planet there is, source, God, and sun, the biggest radiating star there is. If that is not a message from the universe, it's the clearest you will get. Please, please, first go through the week and deal with that shit. Trust me, at the end of this week on Sunday, and Sunday is a beautiful day where you don't have to do anything. There's no responsibilities. Whatever happens on that day, it's going to be magic. Trust me. And I'm going to leave you with that. And it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and if you would spread this message to any person that you know that might interest astrology, spirituality, and any form of communication of the heart. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this episode. Much love, the Leo Mystic. See you next week for another Heaven on Earth weekly forecast. Much love. Peace.